Joining us now is retired chaplain Colonel David Giammona, author of the Military Guide to Disarming Deception. Welcome, sir. Thanks for being with us tonight.
It's my pleasure to be with you. It is really a momentous occasion.
It certainly is. And, you know, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, he said, as we played earlier, that Russia could invade as soon as tonight. It seems like the messaging for some time now has been that this invasion is imminent. What's your reaction to this?
Oh, there's no question that they're on the brink of evasion, and they may be even moving as we speak. They're doing with every army in the world. They're repositioned all their war stocks, their equipment. They've been getting ready for months, much like we did back in the 90s, 2000s. It's the same scenario again, except now they're using cyber. They want the world to be with them, in tune with them. And interesting enough, they also wait until after the Olympics to do this. So the timing is incredibly precise and why they're doing it right now.
That's a great point.
The timing seems to be no accident at all, but Biden's sanctions basically are being widely mocked. Many are saying that Moscow will now just turn to China to get their oil, and these sanctions will ultimately only hurt the American people because now we are energy dependent on European oil under Biden. What are your thoughts?
Well, I trained with the Ukraine Army in the 90s, and I spoke to General Petraeus about that back then, and I just heard him. They're going to use shock and awe. All these things that Biden is doing are worthless. They're not going to do anything to stop Putin. In fact, the big picture is, the macro picture is, Putin wants to reunite the Soviet Union. This is part of the puzzle. This is the piece. So there's much to talk about this, but this is a one step in a large-scale preposition plan to take over all those things lost by the Soviet Union some years ago.
Colonel, I thought this was interesting in terms of how Americans are viewing this conflict. There was an AP poll out today, found that only 26% of Americans polled say that the U.S. should have a major role. Although you look at it, you dig down a little deeper, and it says just over half of both Democrats and Republicans in that poll say that the U.S. should play a minor role. Now, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, she was asked why Americans should worry about defending Ukraine. Here's what she had to say. Let's listen.
This is very important to the president personally. We make national security decisions based on what's best for our country's national security, not on the latest polling. And if you step back, what hopefully the American people will see and have seen is that while Russia has sought to divide our allies and the American people, the president has sought to revitalize our partnerships.
So important to the president personally is something she said that kind of stuck with me. What do you think she means by that?
Well, I know what she doesn't mean. You know, the rest of the world, especially China, North Korea, our, axis of powers around the world are watching what we're doing. If we don't defend the Ukraine, if we don't go in there, that's a signal to them to invade Taiwan, to go against other entities around the world. So we are in a very precipitous occasion on the brink of major conflicts around the world. They know their time is short because Biden would only be there a few more years. So they're striking now while the iron is hot.
Colonel, it's unreal how the mainstream media is already using Ukraine to explain Biden's failings. CBS was killed for this tweet, posting that the U.S. economy has been hit with increased gas prices, inflation, and supply chain issues due to the Ukraine crisis. Unbelievable. They must just think Americans are stupid. What do you have to say about that? Total gaslighting, right?
Yeah, we're being fed a bill of goods here because they know, the world knows, the United States knows, Biden is not going to do anything. He's going to sit back, do his sanctions. Gas prices inflation is going to hit us. The economy is going to stagnate. What we don't understand is Biden doesn't understand that Ukraine is a breadbasket of the world, one of the largest suppliers of wheat to the world. And so food prices are going to shoot up astronomically. So are gas, so other things, because we didn't do anything to stop the Russians. And this didn't have to happen. Under Trump, this would not have happened.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And one thing I thought was interesting today, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi called Putin's actions a total assault on democracy. And it's funny to hear that coming from her. I think some of these Democrats should be looking in the mirror when they talk about something being a total assault on democracy. Colonel David Giammona, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We appreciate you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Battle Ready Ministries is a life-changing, prophecy-based ministry for churches, Christians, and all those who love God. Time grows short. It's time to get the church ready for battle. We are a group of believers in Jesus Christ who believe that it is time to prepare the church for the end times return of the Lord by being ready to battle the forces of darkness in our lost world. We do this by using battle-tested strategies to prepare believers' lives and souls for the end times, training warriors of God to engage the enemy. Our group consists of seasoned war veterans, Bible scholars, pastors, authors, thought leaders on spiritual preparations for the end times, and strong warriors of God. All of us are fully committed to equipping the church in the end times to be warriors in the supernatural strength of the Lord. Our focus is not just on imparting wisdom and knowledge about spiritual warfare and prophetic themes, but what we must do to prepare believers to take appropriate action in response to the enemy's all-out assault on the church and the world. Invite our team to speak at your churches, conferences, retreats, camps, and other venues. We are ready to travel anywhere to educate and train pastors, churches, believers, and all who have an interest in joining the army of God and being ready for the coming of our Lord. Be sure to subscribe to the free newsletter, as well as to subscribe to the Battle Ready Ministries YouTube channel so you won't miss any of our videos. Like, comment, and share this message. Help us to spread the word. Tell a friend, tell your friends, tell your pastors, your church friends, and your congregation. Battle Ready Ministries' mission and vision: to raise up warriors of God in the end times, prepare the saints for the days ahead, and to be a training resource for equipping churches and Christian families in the last days.